Folks, thank you for joining us for a YouTube Live, our last YouTube Live from the Roadtrek Rally. People are having to depart today. Really appreciate you joining. My name is Scott. Welcome to Go Small, Live Large. What we do here is all about compact travel. Today we're talking van life. Talking about road treks in particular. We've got some of the staff coming to join us. If you could do me a favor and give a thumb up or comment in the comments that you can see and hear okay, that would be awesome. We're hopefully going to have a few owners join us as well. And I am going to ask the team some questions that I get all the time from many of you on camper vans and on Roadtrek in particular. So that's what we're looking at back here. The rally grounds. And I'm going to spin this around this way so you can see me. We're going to do kind of a tag team effort here. And let me see what, I'm sorry, these, please YouTube, I need to update their interface on this. So if somebody can give me a thumb up. Sorry, folks, that you can see and hear okay. Our cellular connection is not awesome out here. So if you have, here's Pete saying hi. Hi, Pete. Thanks for that. Can you hear us and see us okay? It looks like it. Okay. This is great news. What we are going to do is get the team over here. We're going to ask some questions and do kind of a roving reporter style. So I'm curious what you know about Roadtrek. I've known about them for some time. I've spent a fair amount of time in them just recently, and there's some real beauties like this one. They're the old style. See, there she goes. It's so great, right? But now they're built primarily on the ProMaster chassis, and they are also built on the short wheelbase Mercedes Sprinter. And what I find very compelling about the Roadtrek brand is it's very storied. They're celebrating 50 years of building camper vans here in Canada. We're just outside of Toronto. And thank you for that. I appreciate that, K3. And sun's warm, so sorry if I'm looking sweaty. I am not nervous. I'm just hot and sweaty. And we got to meet the son of the founder of Roadtrek at this event. Again, celebrating 50 years of building camper vans. They are, what was cool is that he took over from his dad when he was like 19 or 20, 21 years old. And he ran the company for many, many years. He sold the company to a private equity firm. And so he stepped out at that point. And then they sold, the equity firm sold to Heimer, which worked okay for a little bit, then was not great. And now Rapido, which is a French company, bought Roadtrek, and they're still made here in Canada. They got a brand new facility, and they've been pumping out some really nice vans. What I find really compelling about them is that they are, I would say, between the two brands, which is Roadtrek and Westphalia, that they are probably the most European on the inside of any of the Class B RVs. And you'll see a video going out today where I spent some time in one and woke up and made coffee and did a little workout in the van. And first time doing that, you're going to see more of that kind of content. So if you're kind of shopping for a van, what I am going to strive to do is show you how I live my day in the van while traveling. It's one thing to look at a dealer lot and to show the floor plan, but when I'm making coffee, when I am waking up, do I have enough room to do push-ups and ab crunches in the van? I think those are things that will help you understand the size, the storage, the floor plan, and how it might help you function while folks are considering a van. Probably no surprise to many of you that good morning, Ohio, TJ. Where's I going? A van, they're very expensive. I think it's, for a lot of folks, it's probably after a house, their second largest investment in dollars. And because of that, expectations are really huge, as they should be, but they can be such a life-changing purchase. And I talked to many of those owners today. And so I just want to help you make the right decision. And that's based on my over 5 years of ownership of my van. I took my van, she's right here, Lily. Everybody's walking up going, what the hell is this thing? That ain't a Roadtrek. What are you doing here, intruder? I'm like, yeah, I know. And they are big, expensive investments. And I just want to help share my experiences with you so that you can see you guys. Appreciate it. See you on the small screen. Cheers. Saw quite a few folks out here. So some of the things we're going to talk about when the team gets here, they're rounding up some of the owners, is we're going to talk about lithium from a Roadtrek standpoint. We're going to talk about Four Seasons. These vans are made in Canada, and you would think that they're Four Seasons. So how is Roadtrek approaching a four-season van? And I just completed 5 years full-time travel. I was never in a snowstorm. I was never in a hard freeze on purpose. Why? Because I don't like that kind of weather. I don't want to put me through it. I don't want to put my van through it. And that's just kind of how we roll. So, but a lot of people want to take this to a ski vacation, right? Or they want to go ice fishing. They want to do crazy things that I probably wouldn't do, but that's okay. But to do that, they need a four-season rig where they can camp out for 3 or 4 days in below freezing weather. So how does Roadtrek deal with that from a systems and installation standpoint? If you have some questions, put them in the chat. And good morning, everybody. Hope that's not too loud. We got some good questions in here already. Again, thank you. We moved the location here, so we had a little bit better connectivity. Yesterday, we really struggled. And you'll be seeing some of these lives when I get back across the border, which is this afternoon. And we'll kind of edit these and re-upload them so that you can, because sometimes the lives are a little too live. Like the team is kind of rounding folks up. So let me see if I can answer some of these questions, because it's really about, let's see, so we got K3 in here, Pete's in here, appreciate that. Here's Sharon Fields, good to see you, ma'am. Denham's in here, thank you. Here is Steve. I squint because it's really tiny print. I should wear my glasses. In fact, hang tight. You don't need to see me squint. So let me get my cheaters. I'm getting up there in the decade, so let's see if I can get this without causing a catastrophe. All right, that'll help. Thank you for your patience. I've really enjoyed my time in Canada. Unfortunately, because of commitments on the other side of the border, I'm actually leaving Canada today. All right, that's better. How do I look with my cheaters on? Ooh, they're dirty. All right, let's, God. All right, Scott, you're not 25 anymore. That is so much better. So it's raining in Wisconsin. That's where I'm headed in about a week. Thank you, Sharon, for that. And here's from Dave 49. Hi, Scott and all. Good morning from Virginia. Looking for a rear bath model with composting toilet, low profile AC, no propane or optional propane, off-the-shelf power solution, EcoFlu, Blue, Yeti, etc. I can report at this time, Dave, that Roadtrek currently does not have a rear bath model. They're all a mid-coach, generally, for the current lineups. So who knows what, now if you joined our What's Up Wednesday last night, there's some new things coming, so you'll want to reference that. And when the Roadtrek team gets here, we can address this again. They are considering many of the things you're talking about here, which is the propane, toilets. I don't think you'll see a composting because they use either cassette or a traditional wet flush, which I really prefer. If you haven't seen that video I just did, a lot of people were a little surprised about how easy it is to do that. So Denim asks, is Roadtrek going to build on Ford Transit? The answer they said last night on What's Up Wednesday is you can look for that. I'll leave it at that. And then Denim says, is Roadtrek building on the high roof ProMaster? We'll ask them that when they get here. I don't know. My guess is probably not, and that's a guess. Whew, just sweaty. The weather's been absolutely perfect here. Let's see. So Pete says, will you be at the Sunshine State Rally too? The answer is no. I am. I will not be there because I will be in Wisconsin.
John, I got a good, real good guy I want you to meet. Yeah?
Yeah.
Should I bring him over?
Please.
Good story.
The team is rounding up people. And I'm using different types of microphones. So no, I won't be at the Sunshine State RV rally. So they are, if that's what you're talking about for next week, Pete, but Mike, who you're going to meet in just a moment, is part of that. So look at these gems right here. See you guys. Thanks for coming. They're really cool, built on the old. Here comes another one. This was a beauty. It's like a parade of Roadtreks. Oh, these guys are cool. I remember them. See you guys. Thank you. They have e-bikes in their trailer there. So that's one thing. I've actually had a conversation with the Roadtrek team. Is I showed them my gear on the back of my van. Maybe I can. How's my battery level on this thing? If you haven't seen that, let me see if I can show you that quick. Because there's been quite a few folks that have these elaborate trailer situations. Let me spin this around. Thanks for your patience. I don't know if you can see the one way down there. Here's one over here that's got kind of a bike apparatus. But I saw quite a few of these. And what I showed the Roadtrek team is the back of my van, which is Rover gear. It's designed in Chicago and Poland, built in Poland at the family metal factory. And when I showed them all the stuff I could do like this, which was all inside my van, my cord's gonna fall out. I'll just leave this down. They're like, oh, that's kind of interesting, which I totally agree with. So now we got ladders, spare tire, well, a ladder. Hey. Let's hear an owner story. We love those. And we got a few questions for you, Mike, too.
Okay, I'm gonna give you two, but I got to introduce you to Rick.
Okay.
I just met Rick. He came and found me. Say hello, Rick. This is my buddy Scott.
Hey, Rick. What's up, man? We'll put
live with a bunch of people. Come have a seat with us, Rick.
All right.
Whoops. You want coffee?
Don't drink it, but thanks.
Okay. So I'm gonna have you. So we got some questions, Mike. Let's talk.
Rick.
Sorry. Let me spin this around. Go like this. So.
You want to do questions first? You want me to tell you a little bit about Rick, and then he can take off?
Oh, you guys want an owner story?
Well, Rick just found me.
Okay.
And Rick said, tell him what you said to me.
I said, well, it's his fault I bought this thing. Actually, he convinced me. I was at the Ocala, Florida RV show. He had flown down from Roadtrek to rep them for Sunshine State RVs, and my wife was in a wheelchair. She's gone now. But
and your wife's name?
Janet.
Janice, yep.
Yep. And,
Janet.
And we were downsizing from a big old Class A. He convinced us that it was doable. He showed us how it worked, even though he couldn't stand up because the ceiling's too low. But I'm short, and it is exactly what we were looking for. And then let's see, What was I going
Well,
to
I
say?
think well, you don't have to say, but one thing he said to me, I said, well, I try to remember everybody. He says, well,
Oh,
I'll
I
give
remember
you
now.
his
Yeah.
story.
Michael, hold
I
this one.
remember now.
And then you do the thing back and forth.
He was coming down from Canada in March. He was thinking it was going to be Canada March. It was 95 degrees in blazing sun. He didn't have a hat, and his head was so red.
So he gave me
So
a
I
hat.
gave him a hat to
Gave
keep
me a
him
hat.
from burning his head. Unfortunately, it wasn't a Roadtrek hat, and so he got grief for wearing another hat. But
So
he didn't have a burned head anymore.
I'm grateful for you. I want to
Yeah.
ask you about, did you and your wife were able to spend a couple years? Did you get,
Yeah, a
get
couple
doing
years,
some?
and we loved it because we had that big Class A, and we realized we're driving 40 feet down the road, plus a car, so that's 60 feet length, and all we were doing is going from family member to family member, attraction to attraction, destination to destination. Why do you need all that when I had 2 seats, a bathroom, a kitchen, a bed, in half the size? And it had just been fantastic for us.
And
You can-
most importantly, you got to spend some good
got
quality
some
time
wonderful
with
time
Janet.
with my wife. Yes.
And you were
Something
just
we'd
saying, I
always
just asked
wanted
you
to
a
do.
question. You still feel her presence with you
Yes,
on the
I
road?
do. I still she rides with me. I have her picture hanging in front of the co-pilot seat, so she's still with me.
Appreciate that, Rick. Thanks for sharing with us a
Yeah,
little
that's
bit. I
super
want to
great.
share.
Thank
It's amazing. Yeah, go ahead.
So, thanks for sharing. I know it's super tough, but thanks for keeping your dream alive and her dream alive.
It was our dream. We love it.
And I hear a lot of stories like that actually, and not to get kind of morbid, but so I've got ashes from my granddad, who was the original van lifer in my family, in my van.
Oh,
I
how
got my
nice.
mom's ashes in my van. My dad just died a couple of months ago. His ashes will be in the mail. Yeah, sorry, thanks. It's called life, cycle of life. And super happy that my cat's ashes are in there too.
Wow.
Oh wow! My cats are still alive.
Oh, Van Life Luke
Well,
died.
the
so-
interesting thing about this conversation right now is we get to think about the ones we lost and treasure the memories and actually bring them back
absolutely.
into our consciousness. So that's fantastic. Yeah.
It is.
Thank you, Rick.
Thanks,
Thank
buddy.
you.
Appreciate it.
I'm going to give you a hug there and wish you on your way. And I appreciate the
much.
hat. I'll see you. I'll be in Ocala. Are you from Florida?
I can't get my iPad to work,
I'll be in
so.
Ocala.
So,
Oh,
oh damn.
Sunshine State 50th anniversary special.
Hang tight, folks.
If you're in Ocala, I'll come to Sunshine. I'll see you next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Food, barbecue.
This way you can see the questions too. So you guys be the Phil Donahue.
Sure.
All right. So this is Len, by the way. If you didn't see your thing last night, remember Phil Donahue?
I sure do.
For you young folks, it's kind of like the over version of
Yeah.
talk show. This is David from the factory. So we got factory people here. This is Mike from the factory. So who has a question for Roadtrek? Okay, let's.
Okay.
We're coming at you here. There we go.
YouTube Live. This is great. Thanks
Good
for
morning.
the group.
What you got for us?
Got a Zion SRT,
Yes, sir.
11 months owner,
Yes, sir.
so it's brand new for us. So we were from 40-footer and the Jeep attached, 65-foot long to 19.
So now you like?
We love each other.
Well, you
You
have to
love
love
each
each other.
Right on.
But no, it took us a couple of days to adapt, and after
Right.
that, everything was fine.
But it's fun every time I want to stop.
Yep.
He can. Every time I want to stop, now he can.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I guess having the smaller vehicle lets you not have to stop sometimes. You can keep going through the switchbacks,
Yeah.
all that sort of thing.
We
The trip
did
never ends.
West Canadian last year,
Right.
and for a month and a half,
Right.
after switching from 40 foot to
Yeah.
19. The first week long, but after it was okay.
You get creative. You realize how much you don't really need
Yeah,
to
that's
take
it.
along.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, my garage is full of stuff from my motorhome
Right.
that I
that
don't
we don't need anymore.
No.
Yeah, so it's just
So I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How would you rate on a scale of 1 to 5 the freedom of a camper van versus your old way of RVing?
5.
5 plus.
5.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
definitely. You see something, you stop.
Yeah.
40-footer with the Jeep attached,
And now
65-foot
I
long.
can do,
Where do we park? So
I
yeah.
can do wineries and we can stay there, sleep over, and there's no problem.
A glass of
Couple
wine.
glasses of
If
wine.
there's too much of wine, you just sleep there. So.
I've heard that from several owners. Is this a Roadtrek thing? What is
Yeah, I
it?
believe it is. Yes.
And you like, and
Yeah.
how about the social experience, the
It's
Roadtrek
beautiful.
community?
It's
Does
fun.
all work
It's
for you?
fun.
Yeah.
For us, it's our first time. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
We
So you
loved
met,
it.
Yeah.
you
We've
met
met
some new
many
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Right.
people from all over the place,
Right.
Canada, your states, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's nice. It's fun.
Yeah, and always remember that all these people might be new friends and that kind of thing. But when you travel in the Roadtrek community, these are all your
We do that.
technicians
These are
to
my
support
technicians,
you.
our support,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
yeah,
And we
so-
do that
Right.
on
So
the road.
yeah.
once again, thank you. What you
Yeah,
got?
I was gonna say, thanks for sharing. That was super great. We got somebody back here, but thank you for sharing, because the whole point here is to build the community, right?
Yes.
To build the Roadtrek community in particular, but van travel community. So, thank you for sharing your story.
Oh,
That's
it's
super
my
great.
pleasure. Thank
Great.
you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Safe
Thank you.
Safe
Thank
travels. Right on.
has a comment or a question?
Comments and questions. It's gone quiet on us. Is it? Oh, here we go.
here
we
we
got
go.
a comment here.
Yes, sir.
A suggestion that we could do, being RV owners and everybody is pretty much we do a lot of stuff ourselves. When I tried to get into the behind the fuse panel, it's got a really nice wire harness, but then there's no way to get into it if you wanted to put another receptacle or another DC circuit out of it. So if we had some spares. There's spares on the panel, but if we had some spares labeled in the wires that we could just tie onto and put something else, because there's a few places I'd like to put DC and a few places I'd like to put an AC receptacle.
So basically, auxiliary
Yeah.
connections for a quick connect for
Yeah,
whatever else you add
right,
to the
that
RV.
you can put it in yourself. And then even mine on the SS Agile, there's a spare on the Firefly for the light. There's one that's not being. That would be really nice to be able to hook that to something. Yeah, for the owner to be able to do that, not Roadtrek, but yeah, to be able to tie onto that easy.
It's a great
And,
idea.
yeah,
we can
and-
share that with our design
Yeah, that
department.
would be
sure.
really good. And
Yeah.
and as far as that,
So I got a question for you. Did you see the eclipse from your Roadtrek?
well, we did not.
You
Only
did see it then. You must have
Yeah.
seen it 'cause
only because I wasn't sure if we could get to it from. We were going to go to Niagara Falls, and I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to park the Roadtrek in the national park lot. We would have been able to, but I didn't want to come all the way up and find out. We stayed in a hotel, which I had got about a year in advance, and it was $140 a night before they knew about the eclipse.
smart man.
Yeah.
And anyway, it was a little bit out of there, and it actually got rained out, and we went 100 miles east to Watertown, and we thought we were going to get it clear, but again, that clouded up. But fortunately, I have a telescope tracker, which I had my camera on, and I had set that up and lined it up, so as it got cloudy, my camera was tracking it, and I was able to get my pictures, and every time it would peek out, I'd snap pictures. So I got a couple of
And
decent.
you got a T-shirt on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got T-shirts.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
David, do we have any comments or questions back here?
I just brought over all these lovely Roadtrek
Can I ask you that?
enthusiasts.
Yeah, please.
And, they all wanted to be involved.
Okay, I have a 99 D170B, and the oak is getting a little bit worn, and I'd like to know what is the product I could use to restore the wood.
To restore the wood, I'm not the furniture expert, so I won't have the right answer for that. David, anything to contribute there? Otherwise, our recommendation always is to visit an RV dealer who's been well established for a while, because your cabinetry will not be the first cabinetry that they've had to deal with over the years. And they might have some either relaminating or a furniture, reconditioning that would take care of that. But the dealership definitely that has been around a while, especially with the Roadtreks dating back 10, 20, 30 years, those guys will have the right answers for that. So
All right.
So that's a good place.
It's something
for it.
I've tried. I remember you from yesterday. I have to ask you what the best thing about your Roadtrek is. Remember you asking that?
You can go anywhere.
You can go.
Well,
in.
yeah, literally. We'll talk about that in a
Yeah.
second. So one thing you might try, I've found useful, is if you go to like Home Depot,
Yeah.
they have furniture markers that are like felt markers or crayons, cray pot type stuff.
Yeah, but it's more like the lacquer's wearing. That's what I want. Is the
Right.
rest of the
Okay.
lacquers.
And
So
that's
it's got to be
where
a
the-
product. I know there was one in the States, but I couldn't bring it across the border because it was flammable.
You know, one other suggestion too is any like a cabinet shop, it might make sense to just resurface it or something like that. So it doesn't have to be an RV dealer for a wood repair, right?
Right.
You know, especially at this point that you know it's long out of warranty
Yeah,
and that sort of
like
thing.
a known conditioner or something.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
And another good question is somebody in this, you know, the YouTube here today, they might hear what you're asking for and maybe look for the comments and they might have a solution there for you.
Great.
So
Thank you.
thanks.
And the
Yeah, you
second
bet.
best thing about your Roadtrek was you can go anywhere because your go is right behind you, right? You'll hear that because she did a great one yesterday.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
a good one.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Travel
Before
safe.
you get started on somebody.
Yeah,
See that, Joe?
I'm happy.
Don't worry, he's
Oh, wow, that's
exchanging
great.
yeah.
numbers.
Good job, man.
And I got
Let's do this because we're live. So yeah, I
Oh,
appreciate
shoot,
it.
yeah, I'm into that.
Question, comment?
It's like last night.
Just like being here. What's the best thing about the rally?
The best thing, that's hard to answer. It has been a fantastic experience. I arrived with 8 people who a year ago I didn't know, and I now call them friends, all because of Roadtrek. I've met more people. The food last night was amazing, which when you're trying to feed this many people is something. And the band last night, the dancing, the whole thing, fantastic.
Good.
And how was
Thank
the,
you for that.
How was the factory tour?
Factory tour was interesting. Actually, the factory tour was great because there are all kinds of questions I had from, are the vans delivered sort of customized somewhat, or do you cut all the holes for the windows, that sort of thing. So it was really interesting to learn just how all of that is done.
You have a little more appreciation for why they cost a lot of money. They're kind of hand built, right?
Yes.
And,
Yes. Yeah.
Only a few guys can work inside, and they got to do a lot to an already functioning van. By the way, they kind of cut it apart.
Exactly.
And put it back together.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Well, and it's neat, yeah, because it's it's assembly line, but it seems to be sort of more of a slower paced, thoughtful assembly line as opposed to just let's get these through, right?
That's great.
Great.
All right.
Thanks for the comments and thanks for attending. Oh, hey, do we, any feedback? Scott, do we
So
got
this fine
any
fellow
more
right here,
feedback here?
What's his name?
What'd you think, Packer?
Packer.
You have a good time?
Should be more trees.
Ah, Packer.
They always say that.
I got another question
Thank
for
you.
when you're ready.
Where's our question
This
coming?
gentleman right here from a friend from Florida. You actually met him at
Pleasure.
Tampa. Helped
Pleasure.
him get a
That's
50th
Yeah.
anniversary with us
Fantastic.
last year, but
Well,
I want to know about
welcome.
We got some
You want me to talk about the water fill
Why
or
don't you
that?
just ask the question? Why did you do this? So ask him. He knows everything.
Just curious why the water fill is in the doorway like that, where you can't shut your door, fill your water. That was just kind of curious.
Now is that on which vehicle did you
Chase
purchase?
Chase
The Chase 50?
Yeah.
Why the water
They had
fill?
50 years to find a place to put the water fill.
Well,
I actually kind of I'll lead you into
Yes.
and kind
Yeah.
of knowing
And we
the
brought
answer.
them the
One is
same day.
because of our large fresh water
Mike and
tank
Lynn.
behind the
And
seats.
oh,
They're
okay.
from
So,
Ohio.
yeah, sorry, I was misunderstanding your question. But
Oh,
remember, the
okay.
key thing about the Chase, as well as the Zion product and that kind of thing, what's unique about Roadtrek is the amount of water capacity we've given you in your vehicle.
Yeah.
We have 17 extra gallons of water that's concealed up behind the cab seats. Most manufacturers would use that as wasted space.
Right.
We take advantage of it, so we're not having to use up other valuable cabinet space in the vehicle for a large, bulky, rectangular shaped tank.
Yeah, I
so
hear that's water sloshing
right,
around,
so
but
we've got
it's,
the water there. We've got a 20-gallon tank underneath. So in your vehicle, you've got 37 gallons of
I
fresh
got a better
water.
question for you.
Yeah.
Because we had come from another B van, and we were minding our own business at the Tampa Bay show, hanging out with Canada Mike, and we see this Chase, and we're like, it's a 1.5 feet shorter, it's got more floor space and more storage space than what we had. We're like, we can walk past each other in here. I mean, we're going there to buy a van, but we came out with one.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So somebody was really clever.
Yeah.
In that floor plan, it was. So thank you for that.
You were
Yeah.
the clever
Appreciate
one.
And aren't you happier?
Yeah.
Oh, we're always happy. But you
That's
know
a
what?
good
Too,
answer.
I'm listening to Rick's story here, and that's why if live large.
Go small, live large.
Don't waste time. Get in the van and go. Do it. Don't wait, because he was in the van. What did he say? 2 years with his wife, and now she's gone. And you don't know what tomorrow brings. Get in the van and live large.
You've met a lot of people, had a lot of good
Yes,
experiences.
yes.
in
That's
a
why
lot
we
of
really
places.
wanted to come here, because we were in a Coachman. Loved those people. Loved our van.
Yeah.
So for us to get out of that van into a Roadtrek, it took quite a bit, and we're real happy with it. But that's the thing, we wanted to come here and hang out with Roadtrek people now, like yourselves, and it's been
Good.
It's been awesome.
And you love your chase.
And no matter where we go,
You get a 3-finger salute, right?
there's this guy with his camera.
Yeah.
Hey, wherever you go, there you are.
Scott's
Thank
great
you.
guy. Yeah.
You guys are all great.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it a lot.
Thank you a bunch.
Thank you.
We got a bunch of questions in here. Thanks for sharing, man. That was great. Appreciate it. Safe travels. So let's have. So we got Dave with the mic and Len with the mic. So let's scroll up. So get your questions in. We're going to go for another 15 minutes until we get out of questions. So. Oh, I thought this person was coming in from Cutter. Oh my God, that was Ohio. Sorry. So here's Denim Room has a question. Anyone first to the mic? Denim Room wants to know: is Roadtrek building on the high roof ProMaster?
The Ultra High Roof ProMaster, we are not. We've looked at it. Our facility overseas, Rapido has a facility that is manufacturing that product, but not here in North America.
Now, Mike, or Dave, when you're done with, when you're done, you're fixing pancakes.
Yes,
right?
I am. I'm flipping the bacon.
Flipping the pan.
He's always flipping.
He's always flipping something. Here's a question from Pete asking, will you be at the Sunshine State Rally 2? I answered that earlier saying I will not be there, but
I'm going to be there on Monday. I leave here on Saturday, and I'll fly there, and I'll see you on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
so you can get a big hug from.
Get a big hug? Oh, I'm a hugger.
I bet you are. Let's see. Pete wants to know, will Roadtrek be building on the Transit? They don't share any any information. But those are kind of unreleased products.
Those are unreleased projects, and at this time we're making no commitments to launch dates and what we're doing next in our next project going forward, but I can assure we've got a couple of very interesting projects that are on the table right now.
So is that a yes?
That
That
is
Let me take the mic away.
we're keeping the drapes over that one for now.
Here's Pete again saying thanks to Go Small Live Large, bought the rover ladder spare box tire holder. I love the box. I needed that.
Cool accessories.
Yeah, it's super
really cool
great.
accessories.
It really makes a big difference. Thank you for doing that. Any of the Road Trekkies owners lifting their vans? So the more contemporary lineup, ProMaster.
Yeah.
Because I've had a lot of people say, "What is this?"
Yeah.
Right. We kind of talked about this last night a little bit.
I've,
Is that something that's offered by the factory?
That's
So
nothing
it's an
that's offered
aftermarket?
by Roadtrek. The only thing we do for suspension modification is the Sumo springs on certain models. That's a standard feature. So that's what we do. It's not so much a lift. It's definitely more of you're having a higher carrying capacity that way, or when you have a heavier load, you definitely can. It's more comfortable ride. That's it.
100%.
Yeah.
So if I may ask, you on your van, you lifted it. How do you find how did you get that done?
So I went to Off Highway Vans in Salt Lake City. Now they have authorized upfitters throughout the country. It was fairly expensive, but it was the best $3,000 I spent because it lifted at 3 inches. And my Volta battery box is all the tanks, really. The plumbing was literally 6.5 inches off the ground, which is not much.
And affect the drivability, handling,
So it
anything?
lifted everything. I got much more confidence, and it actually firmed up the drivability.
Yeah.
I really love it. I really recommend it for folks, particularly if you're concerned about the ground clearance. That's such a big deal.
I asked that for my information because I get that question a lot. So
and
we
it's
don't
really
do it. But
unusual on sorry to interrupt, on the ProMaster, because you guys are pretty ProMaster centric. and there wasn't a lot out there for ProMaster. And Off Highway changed that, and they have a very specific kit. And the way they do it, they actually push the wheels down, so it lifts the entire body.
Right.
It's really great. So offhighwayvans.com. Tell them Scott saying I get nothing for it except you'll have the confidence and happiness of the magic 3 inches.
Awesome.
I love it. I love it.
Let's see, we got a question here. Somebody comment on ashes, bringing your friends with you, family. I'm like, yeah. I say hi to Mom every morning. Let's see, rise. The temperature here in Fahrenheit was about 7. Do you guys know what it is today?
Thank you.
Today we'll be up in the 80s by
Well,
the time the
or
afternoon's
Celsius, I think it's supposed to be a high of 26 degrees
Yeah.
Celsius.
Brr, I gotta get my coat on. 26. I'm out of here. I don't like freezing weather for my van. I think that's what we got, guys. Well, let me do that. I'm just gonna spin this around. Any last comments, and I'll spin this around. We'll call it a wrap.
No, the only comments here is the great appreciation everybody at Roadtrek has for everybody that attended this event, even guys like Scott to come along, support us, and this will carry on for a long time. We hope everybody that met somebody here will see them again soon somewhere in their Roadtrek travels. So thank you again very much from all of us at Roadtrek. This is our sales team, our outside sales team. So we're all three fingers up.
Hey, well, I'm very grateful for all the people. The relationships is what it's all about, and you can see we built some good ones here, and it's cool. Best part of the job.
All right, let me spin this around. We'll say, oh, that was close up on me. Man, they're rolling out of here.
There we go now.
You got everybody? 1, 2, 3.
We got
What?
more
So,
vans.
Kara?
thanks for watching. Get the comments going if you're shopping for a van, Roadtrek in particular. You're going to see Mike on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which is pretty awesome.
In Ocala, Florida, yep. We're doing a rally, kind of a celebration. Gainesville, and we got a couple cool things happening I can't disclose here today.
Yeah.
So we'll see you on Monday.
See you guys. It's been great. So thanks for watching. Really appreciate that. We'll see you on the small screen. You're going to see a special video this afternoon and kind of a fun video on how I'm traveling my van that's going to release on Sunday. I'm ditching campware and paper plates, and we're drinking water out of goblets. Because that's how we roll. We're fancy. Thanks, everybody. Have a great, what is today?
Today's Thursday.
We talked about this already.
Yes. Enjoy
Van life.
Thursday.
Where am I and what day
One
is it?
day at a time.
Oh, my God. Cheers, everybody. Thank you. Peace.